How's that?
Yeah, and I'll just adjust it as we go. All right, Aaron, so what's been going on lately?
Holy smokes, is this the pre-show I've heard so much
pre-show.
about? Boat, I've got so much going on. I feel like I'm going to knock this off.
Knock what off?
Let me scooch over a little. Here we go. Gosh, I've been a busy boy. We had Mothman last weekend, which was great. Had a tremendous time. And then we had Luke's birthday is this coming weekend. And we had a little pre-party last night that ended up becoming a full party with loads of kids swarming the arcade.
Uh-oh. Ain't no party like a Amigo Studios East party.
I have it on orders from Teresa that I have to get all the games and pinball machines working for her Halloween party. So and I told her, I was like, that means when I go out there, you can't complain. She's like, I won't. You can just get them fixed. So something tells me we're going to be filming a lot of Amigos arcade adventures in the next month.
The only one that's got serious issues is the Coney Island.
Wrong.
Right?
No. Really, Coney, Mr. and Miss Pac-Man, and Firepower 2 all need flipper work done. To what extent, I don't know.
Okay. Well, like you said, that's good. That's good filling opportunities.
And I did take the time today to drag out an old computer I had, which actually was the old Pen MAME computer, and get everything up and running on it. Now it's ready to go into the arcade machine. So next week I'm hoping to cut the new control panel for the MAME machine, and that shouldn't be a problem. I've already got a wiring harness ready. I've already got the software done. Now I've just got to get the actual board cut and put the holes put in it and get a control panel built. Not my strong suit, but we'll see how that goes.
You know, you do have experience with wooden control panels. I've heard many stories of the wooden control panel that Wilcox had.
Yeah, but I didn't do that one.
Oh, that wasn't your handiwork?
Are you kidding me? No way. No, this thing was made from it looks like you just took a chunk of wood out of the side of a tree. It still had bark on it, for real.
You've moved yourself off.
Well, here's the thing, and no one can see that's why I'm trying.
The TV's not even on.
Well, I mean, is it going to be on later?
I don't know. Probably.
I'm trying to help get this thing cooking here. I don't want you. I just don't want to knock your. Hey, I don't want to knock this. I do sort of want to knock this apple on the floor. But that's just me. I don't want to hose you up here. And this is an elaborate set you put together there, Phil Donahue. Remember, you got your mic on. Don't go too far.
I know. I'm gonna just make sure that this is okay.
But I took this week. You know, I've got the fever. I got the game fever, man. And so I got home and just unloaded all my video off my phone and just fixed it all up and did a lot of videos, posted a lot of videos, some Amiga videos, some.
Yeah, you had a ton of stuff I didn't even know you had.
I've still got something else I haven't put up yet. I've got two things actually. I've got a golf. I did PGA Tour, which I haven't put up. I've got a tour of the Great Wolf Lodge arcade, which I haven't put up yet. I did a couple of those tour videos, and I guess we're gonna decide if we're gonna have that kind of stuff as part of our channel. Right now, I've just got it in my channel, but I've got a lot of tour stuff I've been trying to process, and I've also learned a lot about. The editor I've been using. I mean,
what is the editor?
It's the same thing I've always used. It's that Microsoft Video Editor. It's simple.
Right.
I know people look at the effects and say like, "Oh, look at this guy," but I mean, it's simple, and the kind of stuff we're doing, I can't sit there and edit for 6 hours.
Yeah.
It's simple. I've learned how to do a lot of good stuff. I think the videos are looking better. I've been recording with a crappy mic because the other mic's out in the out, buddy. When I'm going to get my good mic back out there, but they sound okay. I mean, they're not hideous, but you know, I felt like things fell the way people went to fell asleep or whatever. And I told Teresa this week, I said, listen, I've been shirking my duties. I've got Amigos plays sitting around waiting to go. I need to get these things done. So I got a couple of those in. So I felt good this week, man. I've gotten a lot of stuff done. And this weekend I feel like I'm going to get more done. I've got plenty of other Amiga stuff. Oh, man. Plus the, our arcade show, which was a sneak peek or whatever ended up becoming of it. But I had to do a lot of editing on that to make that something that we could even remotely use.
Yeah.
And I guess did you end up putting it up for Patreon?
Yeah, it'll be when I put this pre-show out. I'll also include a link to the to our first kind of pilot.
Second pilot.
Yeah, second pilot of
of
yeah,
3,
you're
and this is
right,
the
I
only one that
forgot.
was usable. We failed 2 out of 3 of the
Yeah.
pilots have been utter failures.
But if you want to get a sneak peek, we filmed some JAG games, but we're going to go back and redo it and with proper mics, and it's going to be good because you got a good setup in there.
It was up, thank you. It was up for a little while. It was doing pretty well actually, but the sound wasn't great. We're gonna have to use the clip-on mics in that big kind of echoey room.
Yeah.
And once we do that, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then and get a camera set up in there. But I've got a camera in there now, and it looks great. It works fine, which is my security camera. So I'm sure we can get a camera set up in there for lighting, just to show us sitting there playing games anyway. Like nobody gives a crap. But yeah, I worked on that this week. So I had a lot of editing action.
Thanks, Jason. I'm trying to. Last week, Aaron's mic was too loud, and my mic was, my mic was too
That was
loud.
2 weeks ago.
It was last week,
No,
man.
2 weeks ago, my mic was too loud and yours was too soft. And last week, your mic was too loud and mine was too soft.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was trying to say what happened last week.
So this week, we're hoping either
yeah,
we're both
so-
loud, soft, or in the middle.
Yeah. If guys in the chat, if we depend on you because we don't have live monitoring for our audio,
Don't need it.
and so.
We don't need nothing.
Yeah, so let me know. I can probably turn mine up just a smidge.
Turn it off. You don't need it.
Well, yeah,
It's the Aaron Show featuring Bode.
right.
Get it going. Start editing.
No, when we do these Let's Plays and your brother makes his debut appearance, that's what
yeah.
I want to be doing.
When we have that, we could just shoot these shows over to people with our minds. Because it'll be 2070.
I'm hoping that he comes over and I can really concentrate on making sure that the audio and everything is good. But anyway, Jason says it's a good balance now. Hey, Chris, welcome.
Hi, guys.
So we got Jason, we got Chris in the chat.
It's good to be back in the old time slot.
Yeah.
Friday's so much better. I'm telling you, I know you like the money, but
Well,
man, I get off work. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
sweet
I understand.
weekend.
I understand. This is kind of the perfect kickoff to our weekend.
Yeah, and then next weekend I'll be going to Scarefest on Saturday, so I'm gonna be gone that whole weekend too. So woof, another big weekend coming, man.
Yeah.
It never ends.
Well, let's talk about your week last week. So, where do you want to start?
Oh, geez. Well, I mentioned it to everybody. We had, excuse me, we had Mothman Festival. Mothman, this guy. We had Mothman Festival Saturday and Sunday, and my mom and my aunt had a table down there, which we ended up sort of inheriting because they're old, and it could not take 2 days of working the show because it's hot. It was a pretty warm weekend, but it was beautiful, so nice, and we had a real good time down there in Point Pleasant. They had a good crowd. The setup this year was way better than it's been in the past, and the crowds weren't as thick, but there were still a lot. They had parking off-site. I think that helped a lot. I'm not sure the crowd was as big as it was last year, but it was still a good-sized crowd. They were estimating between 13 and 15,000 people. I don't know if that's what they got. That's a lot of people for Point Pleasant. But we had a real fun time. And, man, I walked a lot, though. Jeez. But I filmed a video of that. If anybody wants to see it, it's on I haven't put it on. The Amigos are toying with the idea of putting well, I mean, I don't know if we are. I sort of suggested that we put like a travel section up just so I could put up my crazy videos, and some of the other guys who have got some crazy videos like the arcade tour.
Yeah, I think as long as you can make some sort of ancillary
there is no
connection. There's no Mothman video game?
No, there's no connection.
There
is no connection to the Amiga in any way. It's just
well, it doesn't have to be Amiga related.
It's a glamour project. So that's why I put it on my channel. So if you want to have a look at the Mothman Festival, it's about 22 minutes. It's how long it took me to go around the whole thing. I mean, I was going at a pretty brisk pace, but that's up on my personal.
And it may be. We may put it up on the channel. I mean,
I put it up on the Google Plus.
Yeah.
Did I mention? I don't know if I mentioned this, but we broke 200 users on Google Plus finally.
Oh, congratulations!
We were at 199 for a while, but we broke through.
That's wonderful. Jason, is this better? I mean, do you feel like we're good, balance wise?
Tell me we're good. Tell me I'm good, man.
But we also broke 500 podcast subscribers, and we busted that way open. I checked today; we were at 522.
Sweet.
So
what is this? What are they? What are these subscribers to the RSS?
To the podcast, yeah, the RSS,
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So
That's not bad because there's quite a few people get their podcasts that way.
Yeah.
Not everyone, obviously.
Right.
I never did. But
and
some people do.
I think the majority of people, are either RSS subscribers or they listen through YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And because we've got about the same amount of people on both channels.
You know how I do it.
You're the right click to download and copy it to a folder. Still living in the 90s.
Damn skippy hippie. I like it back there. I prefer 80s, but they didn't have it back then.
Yeah.
But hey, great. Hey, I guess there's growth. You don't
Right.
ever want to sputter, I suppose. So that's cool, man.
All right. So I'm going to turn myself down then. And this is going to be it. That we can't. I'm hoping that this, right, if I look at the thing, and a lot of it is just because of the fact that we talk at different volumes all the time. When we get excited, some of us tend to speak really loudly. I'm just mostly talking about myself. I get out of control when I start talking.
I'm always loud, and when I get excited, I get incredibly loud.
And so that's...
I'm partially deaf.
I think that, there's probably, again, if we had a real producer, he could be adjusting the scene, the levels and things, but...
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, this is the stuff that keeps me up at night.
This is
audio levels.
not that Amigos, not the live stream play we just did.
No,
that's what you keep you up.
No,
Holy smoly!
But anyway,
what did you do this week, Boat?
this week,
Aside from be up at night worrying about the volumes.
well, I started that new job
Oh,
over
yeah.
at this is a part-time job over at West Virginia State University.
Did we explain that's why? Because the last show we didn't even mention that we were
Right,
moving.
that's true. Yeah, so we're going to be moving to Fridays now, and it's basically doing IT support for teachers that teach online classes at the university. So I've gotten to know the back end pretty well through my time there teaching several online classes, and they're bringing me on to just sit in the lab, and as emails come in, I answer them, and the rest of the time I'm just working on my online stuff. And it's a good job. I like any job where I sit in front of a computer and really just don't have that much interaction, especially when you come from my day job, which is 100% interaction on all the time.
Good deal.
Yeah, and
Especially for that wad, you're doing pretty good for yourself on that.
I'm hoping that that this might turn into something more down the road, but more news to come with that later on. Other than that, I haven't really been doing that much gaming. I did get a Raspberry Pi, got that in.
I remember heard about that.
And I got these really tiny controllers, and I was a little bit afraid of them. They're 8-bit though, and they're called the microcontroller,
Yeah,
I think.
I've seen them. I've never held one.
And I should have brought one over because they're sitting right over there. But they're fine. That's the long and short of it. Like if you've played a Game Boy Micro before, that's what it feels like.
These are for one of your relatives?
Yeah, my brother-in-law, he was asking for some sort of a system. And if he wants to get something bigger and better down the line, he's welcome to. But these were inexpensive. I think each one of them cost me less than $10. And $10 for a Bluetooth controller of any size is pretty good. And so I'll be setting that up this week. And
Sweet.
Maybe taking a video of that too. I can use the capture card to put the Raspberry Pi into the computer. So
yeah, the Raspberry Pi is having just screwed with it over the week previous. I have a love-hate relationship with them. I mean, it's not their fault. It's just that Linux in general is when you've got mostly Windows stuff, it can be a pain to go back and forth with it.
Yeah.
It's not like using. I mean, I use I think it's Mint or one of the other graphical, the front ends like Windows, and it works perfectly fine. But when you drop down back into that command prompt and you start going,
it's a whole different language.
They've got commands
for sure.
that have I mean, I was a good DOS guy, but holy smokes, it's hard to keep track of this stuff, and there's all these crazy rules and DOS didn't have all the crazy permissions and stuff that you've got to use in Linux, and that's the stuff that really drives me nuts. Just trying to keep track of it and what I can and can't change and can and can't do. It's just, boy, it makes me crazy. So I was going to run the arcade machine in my building with a Pi, but I changed my mind. I just couldn't. I had a computer. I have a good computer sitting around.
Right, so there's no reason to.
But I mean, I still was going to use. I mean, I've got these 2 Raspberry Pis. I got to do something with them. So
yeah.
I put the ultimate Raspberry Pi build for Amiga on one, which I was going to talk about in the show. But I did do that. That was what I was doing last week on and off. Yeah, for if you just download a simple package, stick it on there, get the control set up, and ship it off, and don't put anything wacky on there. That's our problem. We like wacky.
Mm-hmm.
We want Atari 8-bit. We want C64. We want Amiga. That junk don't just suddenly work. You got to make it work.
Right.
And you get into the realm of
anything that's got a keyboard attached to it just introduces a lot of headaches.
Even like in television.
Yeah.
Something like that, or ColecoVision. I mean, really, the ColecoVision. How often do anybody use those little pads? Well, when you start the game, then you got problems.
Yeah.
You got to map stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like, geez, man.
So the long and the short of it is, guys, is that we need a better streaming laptop.
What's wrong?
Well, our encoder is overloaded. I've got this running at the fastest settings possible. I'm going to stop the stream momentarily and then restart it and see if this because it might need to take effect after I stop. So stand by. We're going to stop the stream and then restart it.